Hi, sixth graders. Today we are going to be practicing all four of our fraction operations. So you need these pages. I believe it's front to back in your packet. So we're going to add and subtract, multiply, and divide. And we have a couple problems for each of those. Not too much. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down our steps, and then we're going to do a problem, and then you'll do a couple problems on your own. All right, so first up, adding and subtracting fractions. Okay, so we're looking at fractions that do not have the same denominator. All right, so the steps, we need to find the common denominator. If you do not know what the common denominator is off the top of your head, just from your practice, which I think most of these we should be able to do today, remember that you're using the greatest common multiple, all right, the GCM. And so you count by the numbers until they're the same. So, for example, if I had, okay, we're doing this. If I had the fraction 1/4 and 1/3, and I didn't know off the top of my head that was 12, because most of you should, we would count 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 4, 8, 12, and there's our common multiple. Okay, so you find the common denominator, and then we're going to rename fractions with the common denominator. And when we say rename, we're reminding ourselves that we're making new fractions. I don't know why I just put 1. Let's just do it down here. New fractions with that denominator. Okay, so we were renaming 1/4 as how many 12s? So 4 times what is 12? 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. 1/4 is renamed as 3/12. 1/3, 3 times what is 12? 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. You renamed 1/3 as 4/12. Okay, it's a fraction with a denominator of 12. Okay, so then after you rename your fractions with common denominators, then you can add or subtract. And last but not least, we always simplify. All right, so find the common denominator, rename the fraction, add or subtract, and simplify. So let's do the first problem together. Colin bought a 1/2 pound of chocolate at Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. Later they went to the sweet shop and he bought 6/9 pound more. That's really like chocolate. How much chocolate did he buy that day? How much did he buy that day? So it's addition or subtraction? Addition. So if he has a 1/2 pound and then he buys 6/9 more. All right, so let's find a common denominator. Anybody know? Anybody know? Well, what's the second multiple of 9? Yeah, so we're going to go with 18. All right, so 2 times what is 18? 2 times 9. 9 times what is 18? 2. So 2 times 6. All right, so we found the common denominator. We renamed. Now let's add. 9 plus 12. Denominator stays the same. And now simplify. How many 18s are in 21? What's left over? 21 minus 18. 3/18 is the same as, yep, and then label, pound LB. All right, you have 3 more problems to practice for addition and subtraction. 3 more, okay? Let's go to multiplying fractions. Multiplying fractions. So when you multiply a fraction, let's pretend, well, they have unlike denominators. Let's see. Oh, you don't even have any whole numbers today. So really, if you have no whole numbers, you can just multiply. But let's pretend, just for the sake of practicing this, because that's what we're trying to do today. So if you have whole numbers, if whole numbers make fractions improper. Okay, so if you have a whole number, make it improper. Okay, once you have your 2 fractions, you are going to literally multiply straight across. Multiply numerators and denominators. After you have multiplied, you are going to simplify. I think that multiplying, so I can't write as simplify. I'm having a hard time writing and talking at the same time. All right, I feel like multiplying fractions is the easiest one. Let's do the first problem together. Eugene plays a game of chess in 4/5 of an hour. How long will it take him to play 6 games of chess? Okay, so we're going to multiply 4/5 of an hour times how many games? Dun, da, da. And if it's a whole number, what do whole numbers go over? I hope you just said 1. All right, so we have no whole numbers. Let's go ahead and multiply. 4 times 6, 5 times 1. How many 5s are in 24? How many 5s are in 20, guys? And how many is left over? Very good. And then label. Okay, so you guys have a couple more to do on that page. And last but not least, let's look at division of fractions. Oh, please try and ignore. I used the back of this paper and it leaked right through. Whoopsies. All right, so with our division, remember the first thing we need to do, if whole numbers, that's really distracting, sorry guys. If whole numbers make improper, okay? Step 2, keep, change, flip. So we keep the first fraction, we change the sign from division to multiplication, and flip, take the reciprocal of the second fraction. Then, since we have changed our operation, we are now going to multiply and simplify. All right, so let's do the first problem. Connor ran 2 2/3 miles. He stopped every 1/3 of a mile for water. How many times did he stop for water? So, some of you guys could probably do this one in your head, huh? 2 2/3 divided by 1/3. Okay, so we do have a whole number here. Let's go ahead and make it improper. For those of you that are like, I can't remember that one, that was so long ago. Okay, so how many thirds are in 2 wholes? 2 times 3 is 6, plus those 2/3. So we should have 8 thirds. So remember, 2 times 3 plus 2. 2 times 3 plus 2, okay? Divided by 1/3. Then we keep, change the operation, and take the reciprocal, or flip. Okay, multiply. 8 times 3 is 24. 1 times 3 is 3. How many 3s are in 24? 3 times 8. How many times do you stop? 8 stops. All right. I'm going to do one more with you guys just to make sure we are good. All right. So on number 2, it says Lucy used 3 3/4 cups of water for her lemonade stand. She divided the sugar in equal amounts into 6 pitchers. How much sugar went into each pitcher? So we have 3 3/4 cups divided into 6 pitchers. Okay, let's make the first fraction improper. So how many fourths are in 3? 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. Denominator is 4. Divided by 6, whole numbers go over 1. Okay, keep, change, flip, reciprocal. All right, now let's go ahead and multiply. 15 times 1, 4 times 6. Can we reduce that? Yes, we can. Common factor of 15 and 24 is... Anybody? Let's try 3, huh? 15 divided by 3 is 5. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So we have 5/8 cup. All right, you have just a couple more. Remember, your whole numbers go over 1. All right, so if you get stuck, call me or text me, but you have just a few more practice problems today. You guys are awesome.